My name is Ken Mack. I've worked at McDonald Physical Therapy for 26 years now. I was born in South Bend, single mom. My parents were divorced when I was like 2 years old. My mom never finished high school. Things were challenging for us growing up. There were times we were actually homeless. As a kid, I was embarrassed because I didn't have a bed to sleep in. I remember one of our apartments, I slept on the floor. My sister got the one bedroom. My mom slept on the couch, and I got the cushions from the couch, and I slept in the kitchen. And I remember going to school and being embarrassed, like I didn't want anybody to know that I slept on my floor. And that didn't really hit me until I got into high school and I went to other people's homes, and I'm like looking around going, wow, these people have a really nice house. I sleep on the floor. This is weird. Looking back over that time, I'm so thankful. It really has taught me to really appreciate everything that I have. I'm grateful that I have a meal, because as a kid, sometimes I didn't have a meal. I think that kind of changes your perspective a little bit. What really sparked me into physical therapy, during most of my upbringing, we were in and out of hospitals a lot, and I felt very helpless. She was sick all the time, and I couldn't do anything. My junior year of high school, our basketball coach made us take his conditioning class. This week, 2 physical therapists are going to come in from the local clinic. They come in and they teach us these drills. I was running faster and jumping higher just by doing these very simple things. I started realizing that, hey, this is something I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. I have to share this story because I think it's so funny. I'll never forget, I went through a few interviews. I had to walk to work the first few times. So that day, my mom brought me to work, and it is pouring, and I run to the front of the door, and I have nice loafers on, and I hit the wet mat, went right up flat on my back. In my first interview that I'm supposed to meet with Fran, and my back is soaking wet. I don't know if he ever knew, but we had to discuss the profile that they had taken. He asked me questions, all the things that were maybe flags on the test. He goes, well, according to our test, this don't necessarily fit into our work environment. And I answered it, but I kind of walked away not knowing if they were gonna, take a shot on me. They offered me the job because even after that, every time somebody interviewed me, I called back and thanked them. I sent them a thank you note. And I guess a lot of other people didn't do those little things. So even though I didn't do great on the profile, necessarily for what they were looking for, I did some other intangibles, and I think ultimately that got me the job, which I was super thankful for. Now, obviously looking back 26 years later, my very first day, I remember coming in just thinking, I got a lot to learn. I was struggling when I first started working of verbalizing maybe what my gifts were. Fran recommended this book called Discover Your Strengths. So I read this book, and it had like 40 different types of strengths in it. In the book, you take this test at the end of it, and it gives you this list of your 5 strengths. I still remember mine to this day, and it's been many moons ago that I read the book, but it was like adaptability, responsibility, developing, belief, and connectedness. Those things, like to have a word to it, resonated with me. And I think that made a big difference. You want to make yourself better. Every staff meeting, I just walked away going, wow, that was such great advice for the future and for life every day. I do feel like I'm learning more from him, from patients, from coworkers, and everybody's brought on board. Nothing I've done has been on my own. It's just I've been able to glean so much knowledge from everybody else, and we can bounce ideas off each other, and it's really helped me grow, and I'm so thankful for that. It's always awesome to sit, and sometimes I don't think we do it enough. We don't sit and reflect, and you see where you were to what God has done and what through people and how you've gotten to this point in your life, and you're just like, how did that happen? There's a lot of things that happen that are just, to me, miracles of people helping me along the way to be where I am today.